Hey, how's it going, everyone? So something that I keep getting, or I keep hearing, is a lot of girls seem to think that a dom is a sugar daddy. Now, you're completely fucking wrong if you think that. So, how it works, the basics of a dom's role and a sub's role, the basics, is on one side, the sub is someone who is submissive to their dom because they want to be submissive, because they feel happy and joy and fulfillment from pleasing another person, from making another person happy. Not a random person, but their dom, right? So when they do certain things for them, you know that it makes them happy, and that has to fulfill you. That's what a sub is. Okay, a sub is not somebody who is submissive to someone because they're getting paid to do it. That's how it is. Okay, if you want to get money for sex, go be a fucking escort or something like that. But in no fucking way is a dom a sugar daddy. Now, a dom will take care of you, and it could be financially as well. It all depends on what that dom wants, or that dom is okay with. But they're going to be a lot more than a sugar daddy, and you will have more responsibilities as a sub than just sex. It's just how it is, right? If your dom wants to go for a hike, let's say, your job is to agree to go, right? That's not sexual. It probably would end up sexual, but it's not sexual doing that. Or wants to go out for a date or bring you to a dinner, you're doing it because you're submissive, not because you're getting financially taken care of. If that's all you need to love somebody, well, I don't know about any other dom, but I wouldn't want to be with you. Anyways, so a dom, after negotiations is done, where everything's laid out, like what the responsibilities of the subs are, or of the sub is, after everything's laid out and agreed upon, the negotiations are done, then the dom's job is to ensure that their sub is taken care of. I say this often. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be physically, emotionally, whatever it is, sexually. It does not matter. That is the dom's job. So what that means is, like, your dom is there to help grow you and guide you to be a better person, and well, for me, like my style, there's many other styles that are just as good. This is the style that I do, and it's very common. In my style, my job is to help my submissive grow, and so when I wake up in the morning, I want my thought pattern is, how can I make my submissive be better than they were yesterday, right? What can I do to help my submissive grow? And doing that completely fulfills me. It's just how it is. So for example, there are certain subs who are very independent, and they just like not having to deal with the relationship adult stuff, like making decisions, making plans. They just want to kind of be brought along with the flow, so to speak. But they're very independent. Like, they exercise, they're financially independent, they are emotionally independent. They don't really need much in the way of being taken care of. Then there's also subs who need a lot of that. They need emotional caring, they need physical guidance, like for example working out. Maybe they want to be healthy, but they just are too lazy or don't have the will to work out, while their dom is going to basically be like, you are working out 3 days a week and you're eating at least 2 balanced meals a day, and then that's it. There's no question when that happens. That's the beauty, so to speak, of a DS relationship. Now you might be wondering, like, well, what happens if I don't listen? There is punishments. That's kind of how it works. It's BDSM. So it's not just like, or how would I explain it? If you could just say no anytime you didn't want to do something, you wouldn't be with a dom, right? You just be in a regular relationship, right? In a BDSM relationship, when you are submissive to somebody, that is it. Like, you're fucking, what they say is what happens. You can give suggestions, you can give options. Like, my submissives, I always listen to what they say, and I consider what they feel and what they say. But for example, if I say, or let's say I made a meal plan and workout plan for them, and they're like, I don't feel like eating lunch, too bad, you fucking eat your lunch. You don't have any will of your own when you're submissive to a dom. Like, when they tell you to do something, that's it, you fucking do it. There's no question. Like, yeah, you eat your fucking lunch, so to speak. Like, I'm working out, and one of the hardest things for me, like, I can relate to this, one of the hardest things for me is to eat enough, right? I don't have the opposite problem where I eat too much. I have the problem where I don't eat enough. So I don't know. Anyways, but the thing is I have it very often where I'm not hungry, but then I eat. Right? I would never ask myself to do something that I couldn't do. If it's lunchtime and it's part of your meal plan that I made and I worked my ass off to make for you so you could reach your fitness goals, you fucking do it. And if you do it, you're gonna get rewards. So this is where the misconception of sugar daddy, it can be anything from dates to cuddles to a stuffed animal, candy. It could be one time I gave a submissive $500 shopping spree to go shopping. They were really good and they really did deserve it, but at the end of the day, they have to earn those pleasures. They have to earn it, right? So, for example, if you're bad, you're going to get punishments and you're not going to earn any pleasures or rewards or anything like that. So which one would you want to be? The bad one or the good one, right? And there are different kinds of punishments. For example, like if you skipped your meal plan for a day, you'll probably just get like really rough sex and harder spankings than normal, a little bit more tossing around, etc., etc. But if you made it more consistent, the punishments would start changing and becoming from fun to correctional behavior. It's very complex, and that's where the dom has to have experience to be able to do it properly. But at the end of the day, it's not just fucking the dom gives you money and you do anything he wants sexually. There is a whole different world that a lot of people just don't know about. So the reason why I'm making this video is because whenever I mention you could earn a shopping spree, the first thing that pops in their head is, oh, so you're like a sugar daddy. No, you have to actually fucking earn it. So the difference is you don't give me, or I don't give you money or things like that. I might not even give you a shopping spree. Like, you have to be really good to get money for a shopping spree. For me, anyways. Like, I got money to spend, but that's different. But like, I don't give you the money and then you're submissive, and you're not submissive to me because of money or cuddles or dates or anything like that. Someone's submissive because they enjoy being submissive, because it makes them happy, because it brings fulfillment to their life. When they wake up, they think of, how can I please and make my partner happy? And I think a lot of people should think that way, like, how can I help make my partner happy? I know even as a dom, I do that because my style is a romantic style. I can be a master and just completely take control, and you're there to serve, please me. There's no fucking else. I don't care if you're happy or not. You're just there to be my fucking sex toy, or any fucking thing I want to do. You're there to fulfill that need. And there are subs who like it like that. But then there's the other side where they need to be guided and nurtured and everything like that. I'm fine with both. I lean towards the more nurturing and teaching side because it's who I am. I enjoy teaching, but I can be with all types. So yeah, basically, to end it, it's not a sugar daddy. It's a lot more intensive, and even for the sub, there's a lot of theory knowledge that is needed, that you need to learn being a sub. So if you have any more questions, or if I notice that I get the same questions a lot, I'll make another video. I guess kind of update you guys on what's been happening with me and my search for a sub. I had one for about 2 weeks. I was actually going to make a video, but I wanted to kind of get closer before I told her to come and join me on the for a recording. But she got kind of lazy, so she was very submissive and put a lot of effort into the relationship at first, and then she got lazy in the sense of she started not following the rules and rituals, so to speak, and would make excuses. And then she started saying that she didn't feel like being submissive today. Can she just not dress up? Can we not do a scene? She started manipulating to not be submissive. And after about a week, I was like, see you later. I asked her, I was like, are you sick? Do you need to go to a doctor's or something like that? 'Cause her excuse was she felt she didn't feel good. And she used that excuse for like a week. And it wasn't just like, a stomach ache. It was, not happy. I think she was trying to use me as like a therapist. I'm not a therapist, right? But she wasn't communicating, and she tried ignoring me, so I just ended it. And I was like, peace out. You got to put that effort in. It's fun, it's really exciting, but there's no room for disrespect and mistrust. As soon as she stopped replying and she was rude, I said, see you later. That was it. I just fucking can't have any of that, because after that foundation has a crack in it, it's just gonna tumble anyways. I've learned that from past experience, so I just didn't bother with her. We only been together like a fucking week before she started it. But it's not for everybody. Like, if you're watching this and you're interested, it's very mentally relaxing. But if your dom asks you to do something, you're to do it to the best of your abilities. And unless you are uncomfortable with doing it, or like seriously don't want to do it, you shouldn't use your safe words. But like, if he says that tomorrow, like if I were to tell my sub tomorrow at 5 o'clock, assuming that there's no other plans in place, tomorrow at 5 o'clock we're going to dinner with my family, so to speak. Unless there's an actual good reason, you're supposed to say yes. That is part of being submissive. So you can't just say no because you don't feel like it. It doesn't work like that. So that's where the whole laziness, anyways. So it takes a lot of physical effort and some emotional effort, mental effort, so to speak, as well. But you don't have to worry about making the decisions like, what do I do today? I'll choose, we're going on a date today. What's for dinner? I can choose that. If she wants to choose, she can choose that. That's part of the negotiation stage. It can be however intensive or not, or it can be however like strict or not strict as is decided during the negotiation stage. It can be insanely strict or not strict at all. I like having both. It all depends on who I'm with, right? Especially like a little, which is a type of sub, I wouldn't have like strict rules and rituals for a little as I would with a slave. They're completely different personalities. A little is kind of like do their own thing and, you know, guide them and make sure that they're doing the right things and helping them grow. It's not about controlling them. Then on the flip side, you got a slave, which, you know, their whole existence being submissive to you is to serve and please. You know, they could be the ones that are standing waiting at the door for you, naked, holding a tray with a beer on it and saying, as soon as you walk in, I'm ready to serve you, master. And then whatever ritual that there is, that's a slave. Then there's like littles who just like the headspace of being little, and it makes them happy, so they go with the daddy dom to be able to be themselves and not be judged and be loved for being themselves. And it's kinky. They're all kinky, but yeah, in the bedroom it's all kinky. That's BDSM. So there's a big difference between that and slave, little and slave. There's a big difference between those in a kitten and a princess and a baby girl, pets, owners. There's a lot of different ways that a BDSM relationship can be like. So just because one might be you doesn't mean that they'll all be you, and just because one might not be you doesn't mean that another might not suit you. So that's where open communication comes in. A sub needs to be transparent, meaning that they need to be able to be read like a book, right? Or else they're going to be treated the wrong way. So anyways, guys, as I said, any questions, let me know. I always get a ton of questions as I'm on the search for a sub. So I get a lot of the same questions. I'm going to make a list of maybe 5 to 10 very, very common questions, and I'll kind of go through them in another video. And usually the answers bring up more questions. So I'll kind of do like an in-depth. I might even do like one question and then the questions that brings up and kind of flare it. So the reason why I'm making these videos is to help people who are new, even experienced people, because, you know, who can't always keep learning, right? I'm semi-experienced, but I have a lot to learn still. There's no limit, right? So basically, yeah, like the video, subscribe, and peace out.